I feel anytime we have a lot of Czechs and Americans in this house, we are doing really great things. And this house has become a diplomatic institution. It's an iconic place for Czechs and Americans to come together. And when I welcome people, I talk about those things, the importance of this house from a historic perspective, our relationship and our friendship between the United States and Czech people, whether it's government officials, NGOs, business people, students. I mean, this house is really alive when we have this level of engagement here. So I try to really make sure people are aware of the history of the home. We really try to welcome people because this is really what this home is all about. It is a place for Americans and Czechs to come together and really connect and build bridges.
The Office of Cultural Heritage and the Bureau of Overseas Buildings Operations is responsible for the portfolio of properties at our diplomatic missions, so where our diplomats work and live. The properties that we acquired that are recognized as heritage, those fall under the purview of our office for the maintenance, conservation, stewardship, and long-term sustainability. Historic properties are recognized generally for their contributions to our society over time, and that's measured in categories revolving around associations with an historic event, historic person, architectural design, or the architect himself or herself, with visual features and themes and archaeology. The Villa Petschek was inscribed on the Secretary's Register in 2008 for its architectural design. It's a neo-Baroque palace that was designed in 1929 for Otto Petschek and his family, designed by the architect Max Spielmann, who worked on the details of construction, and the design inspiration was from Alfred Breslauer.
This house has over 150 rooms, and because it's bent, you can have some feeling of a privacy because you don't see a long corridor, you can just see part of it. And he designed the first floor for his family, his bedroom, and rooms for his children. But the ground floor was really meant for social events. Some of the special spaces are this music room where we are now in. Petscheks loved to do the house concerts here. There's a beautiful library, large dining room. He loved the Groza garden, which he could see from his bedroom. And also is the winter garden. The winter garden is for people to get together. And he not only built a very decorative house with the very special symmetry, but Otto Petschek equipped his house with the latest technologies. It was one of the very first structures built with a reinforced concrete. The heating system went through the grids in the floor, the system of water pipelines which could be disinfected separately, ending in the basement. It's overwhelming. He had a telephone system, multifaceted showers, different elevators, the smart oven in the kitchen. But what is the most visible technology is the sliding door of the winter garden.
The technology in this house is incredible, and I'm constantly learning more. But one of my favorite pieces of engineering marvel that still works today is in the winter garden, the whole back wall comes down as a single unit. The house transforms into this inside-outside space, and it really makes this place into some magical environment that's so welcoming, so people can use the outside garden, the winter garden, and so that's definitely one of my favorite pieces of innovation.
Otto Petschek enjoyed the house only for a very short time. Otto died in 1934, and his wife stayed in the house with children till 1938. Because the family was Jewish, they knew that Nazis are really endangering their lives, and therefore the family escaped. For Nazi, it was obvious that they will own the property because they knew that there is something special. They did not destroy too much. However, they took the inventory. Until today, we have some labels, this is Nazi. Fortunately, it survived the Second World War quite well. After the Second World War, the first post-war US ambassador, Lawrence Steinhardt, bought the property for the United States. It was deduced from the surplus of the army left in Czechoslovakia. He did a good job that he bought not only the house, but also all the furnishing, which means that most of it in the house is still the original historical property of the Petschek family.
The Petschek children were offered the opportunity to take any of the family furnishings back, and they opted to leave it. And I think that really speaks to what this house means and that sort of symbol and gratitude. And the ambassadors in that era hosted events at the residence to keep that dialogue alive, and it became a symbol, not just to those that were invited, not just the writers, the poets, the playwrights, the future presidents, but the people of Prague at every level. That was going to be the hope of the future and into the 90s and the establishment of the Czech Republic and the reopening of society.
I believe that Otto Petschek could be really happy seeing all these activities. And I'm very glad that Czechs recognize that this is a good base for a very special relationship with the United States. This is what the house provides us as a tool for public diplomacy, for strengthening relationship. And I hope that the residence could serve as such for many more years. And this is because it has the history, because the history is protected in a way that it serves for the future.